Hey,
Hi,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. I've got a few questions for you.
Cool.
You called Zebra, right?
Yeah.
But what's your full name?
My real name is Sinethemba.
Why the name Zebra anyway?
Well, the name zebra comes from an insecurity. I have stretch marks on my knees, very much unusual, I know. So I was like, instead of just always being insecure, why not give it a cool name? So zebra came up, and it's always been like that.
How old are you?
I am 18.
Your favorite color?
I don't have a favorite color.
What's your nationality?
I am Swazi, born and bred in Swaziland, but I do have family in Mozambique.
Which three words best describe you?
Three words that best describe me. I am determined, stylish, and I am a, I don't know, believer.
What's one thing you can't live without?
One thing I cannot live without is prayer. I cannot live without prayer.
Do you have any pets?
I mean, Coco is here.
Your favorite time of the day?
I really like day. I prefer day over night.
What's the first thing you do when you wake up?
The first thing I do when I wake up is I thank the Lord that I just woke up. I do my daily devotions, I read my Bible, and then I pray.
When are you most inspired?
I am most inspired maybe when I am on Pinterest or Instagram. No, not Instagram, YouTube. There has to be those two.
Your biggest weakness?
My biggest weakness is I see the good in people.
Your biggest strength?
My biggest strength, recently I have been able to have boundaries.
What's your secret talent?
Well, I'm not sure if it's secret, but then I can draw.
What's the most obvious thing about you?
I mean, I'm stylish.
Sweet or savory?
Savory. Ooh.
Who's your fashion icon?
Really? Like, why ask that question? It's so obvious, Rihanna.
If you would wear one color for the rest of your life, what would it be?
It would have to be black.
Diamonds or pearls?
Diamonds, big ones.
Heels, flats, or sneakers?
Sneakers.
Vintage or new?
Vintage.
Leather or lace?
Leather.
What's your current favorite piece of clothing that you own?
Well, I love all my clothes. Like, everything I buy, I love it. So I can't choose, really. I don't have one. I like everything. I love all of them.
What's a must-have clothing item everyone should own?
It has to be a good pair of sneakers.
What's a cause most important to you?
Mental health.
If you had a superpower, what would it be?
It has to be teleportation. The idea of being in different places, like at the same time, like anytime you want, that's great.
What's inspiring you in your life right now?
Me.
What's the best piece of advice you've received?
If you're not okay up here, nothing will be in your life.
What's your pet peeve?
It has to be people who don't have boundaries. Like, I can't handle it. How do you not know your limits? Like, you should just know when you're overstepping in a person's life because, wow, some people really do not know and have boundaries.
What book did you most recently finish?
Born a Crime by Children.
What are you currently reading?
Well, I am reading Branding for Dummies.
What's heavily played on your music playlist right now?
It has to be Temporary Highs and Violet Skies by Snow Allegra.
What's your favorite band?
It has to be The Internet.
What's your favorite musician right now?
Doja Cat.
Tasha.
Yeah.
What's a bad habit you currently have?
Such exposure. It has to be ghosting. I ghost people a lot, but it's men. I ghost men, basically, because if you move by me, then I'll step back, honestly. I'll just disappear.
What's one thing you've always wanted to try, but you've been too scared to do?
I mean, I'm doing it now. YouTube.
What's one thing you wish you knew at 16?
I think The biggest thing I wish I knew at 16 is don't overextend yourself for people who really wouldn't do the same thing.
If you could raid one woman's closet, who would it be?
It definitely has to be Haiti people.
What's one city you've always dreamed of traveling to?
Well, my decisions change all the time, but right now it has to be Milan, Italy.
Favorite food?
I don't have a favorite food, but it has to be dumplings. Buy me dumplings any day.
What's your guilty pleasure?
I really love sour worms. Sour worms are just, the taste is just, you never get used to it and you just always love it.
What's your, favorite season?
Favorite season, it has to be summer. I can't handle the cold. I know summer comes with a lot of rash and pimples for me personally. I get a lot of pimples, but I love summer. Just the idea of always being in warmth and wearing anything you want. Who wouldn't love summer?
Favorite place to be?
Favorite place to be? Well, I currently don't have a favorite place to be, but I must say it has to be somewhere with a lot of trees, a lot of nature. Well, I'm not sure if it's outdoors. Not outdoors, but it has to have a lot of nature.
What are you afraid of?
Something I'm afraid of are snakes. If you really want to scare me, if you really want to see me cry and panic and scream, bring a snake. I can't.
Really?
Yeah, I really can't with snakes. That's the limit.
What's a movie that made you cry?
It has to be 5 feet apart. It really made me cry.
What's something you've tried? What's something you're tired of?
Something I'm tired of. Doubting myself and not believing myself enough.
What's something you don't want to be doing in 10 years?
Regretting. That's something that I really don't want to do. To regret not having done a lot of things during the course of that 10 years.
What's your favorite thing in the world?
My favorite thing in the world, it has to be seeing my loved ones succeeding and happy.
I like that one.
Yeah.
What makes you laugh the hardest?
What makes me laugh the hardest, it has to be my younger brother. I could literally look at the guy and I would die of laughter. It's a natural thing.
Do you like surprises?
I honestly have never been surprised. Well, maybe in the past as a kid, but then now at my age, where I'm at, I've never been surprised. But I'm sure I would love surprises.
What's something you notice about someone when you first meet them?
Well, you'd think that I'd first notice a person's clothes, but the first thing I notice when I meet someone the first time, it has to be their face, their facial structure. That's the first thing you see, whether they're smiling or not, frowning or not, looking into your eyes or not, it has to be the face.
What's one thing you had to learn the hard way?
One thing I had to learn the hard way, wow, it is to not be dependent on people. I used to be very, very dependent, be it family or my friends or boyfriends, I was very, very dependent, and I really, whenever maybe, let's say, I'm alone, I'd feel so lonely in my solitude, but I had to learn the hard way, and now I love being alone. I could spend a lot of hours alone if I wouldn't mind.
Who do you turn to when you're sad?
The first person I turn to has to be God, because he knows exactly what I'm feeling. But then if we're talking about physical, it has to be my younger brother again.
Who are you dating?
I'm engaged. I'm joking. I'm not dating anyone. I'm single.
Celebrity crush?
It has to be Diggy Simmons.
Best first date?
Best first date? I don't know. But anywhere where there's food, call me.
Do you believe in love at first sight?
No, I don't believe in love at first sight.
Why?
it's not logical when you think about it. Like, it takes a lot to love someone. Okay, it doesn't take a lot, but nah, it's not logical.
What's the most Libra thing about you?
The most liberal thing about me is I am very indecisive. Like, okay, recently I have been working on it and it's quite better, but there used to be a time where I needed someone else to make a decision for me.
Why is your forehead big?
My forehead is big because it's full of genius ideas.
What's the more bizarre thing you've Googled?
The most bizarre thing I've Googled has to be, why can't I poop? It was this day, like I was heavily constipated and I really wasn't educated on constipation. So then I was on my knees in my room and I could literally feel that something needs to escape. But I was just like, you know what, I'll just Google this. Why can't I poop?
Did it escape?
That's so much information.
What's the difference between zebra and Sinethemba?
The difference between zebra and Sinethemba, I think zebra low-key is more confident than Sinethemba.
A similarity?
A similarity, we're both stylish. They're both stylish. I mean, look at this.
What's a question you hate being asked?
Honestly, I know it's probably a stupid question, but it's, can you cook?
Can you go?
Really? Like, okay, that's what I draw the line. Like, this was going well
What do you
until... What do I mean? This was going well until you asked that question. So please don't come back unless it's like for a magazine cover for Vogue or something. But otherwise, just...
It's just
bye.
a question though.
No, bye.